Alrighty, my name is Cheyenne Schultz, and today we're going to be talking about division of fractions using the measurement method. So here we go. Our first question is, Cassidy is baking cookies. She has half a cup of sprinkles to decorate. Each batch takes 3 cups. How many batches can she decorate? Let's write out a number sentence. First, we have half of a cup of sprinkles. One batch takes 3 whole cups. So we need how many times 3 will go into half in order to see how much we can bake. That means we divide by 3. Now let's use the pattern blocks. We have 3 whole cups that we would need to bake one batch. This means 3 cups is our whole. 1, 2, 3. But we only have half of a cup. That is represented by the red. Let's see how many halves are in 3. Cut each piece in half and then count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now remember, it takes 3 whole cups for one batch, and we only have one part of that whole, which has 6 parts. That means we only have enough sprinkles to make 1/6 a batch. She can decorate 1/6 a batch. Now we're going to look at it the same way, just with pictures. She needs 3 cups, but she only has this half of a cup. Let's cut the others in half and count. She can bake 1/6 of a batch. Lastly, we can look at this numerically. Let's look at the complex method first. It says half divided by 3. We can change the 3 to 3/1 because that shows one part equals a whole, and we have 3 wholes. Then we're going to put the fractions on a bar, which is another way of showing division. We are going to multiply by the reciprocal right here. Because we can do this because we're not changing any of the value of the fractions. The bottom fractions become 1. That just leaves the top. Now we just have to multiply the tops and the bottoms. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 3 is 6. That gives us 1/6. There are 1/6 threes in half of a cup. Alright, next question. Cassidy has 2 cups of flour. Each batch of cookies calls for 1/3 cup. How many batches of cookies can she bake with 2 cups of flour? Let's look at the pattern blocks. We have 2 cups of flour. These represent the flour, but we only need 1/3 cup per batch. This is 1/3. Let's see how many 1/3s will fit into 2 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That means Cassidy can bake 6 batches of cookies with 2 cups of flour, or there are 6 1/3s in 2 cups. You can look at this with pictures as well. We have 2 cups of flour. We'll break them into thirds because we know that each batch of cookies needs 1/3 cup. How many thirds do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, she can bake 6 batches of cookies, or there are 6 1/3s in 2 cups. Finally, we can check by solving numerically. We can divide 2 by 1/3. Invert and multiply the tops, and we get 6/1, which is equal to 6. Or, there are 6 1/3s in 2 cups. Our last problem is, Cassidy is baking more cookies. She has half a cup of sugar. Each batch takes 1/3 cup sugar. How many whole batches can she bake? We're starting with 1/2 a cup, but one batch of cookies only calls for 1/3. Here's 1/2. Here's 1/3. Because 1/3 is in the batch, this is our whole. Let's place the 1/3 over the 1/2 to see how much we will have. we have enough for one whole batch and another half of a batch, or there are 1.5 thirds in half. Let's look at this with pictures. We have half of a cup of sugar, and we need 1/3 cup for each batch. Let's break the cup into thirds. Now, 1/3 will make one batch of cookies, and we have enough to make a half. Finally, we can double check our thinking by solving with a number sentence. First, we take half and we divide it by 1/3. We invert and multiply the tops, and then we come up with 3/2. This is an improper fraction. To make it proper, we look at the bottom number first. This is a 2, and it is telling us there are 2 parts in each whole. Then we look at the top number. It is the 3, and it is telling us we have 3 parts total. Now we can see how many times the bottom number can go into the top number. It goes in once evenly, and it has 1 part left. So our final answer is 1 1/2. So she can make 1.5 batches, or there are 1.5 thirds in 1/2.